This election is not just another political contest. It's about something bigger, something that could change the world. Trump versus Harris, two names that stir strong emotions. Two candidates with radically different visions for America. But here's the thing, it's not just America that will feel the impact. This election is going to send shockwaves across the globe. But let's break it down. And before we start, please subscribe to this channel. If you subscribe during watching this video, you are doing the biggest help for me and Documental, as algorithm will see this video as good and will promote for other viewers. In America, the race for the White House is decided by a handful of swing states. States like Florida, Pennsylvania and Ohio, where just a few thousand votes could make or break the election. We've all seen this before, but what makes this election different? The stakes have never been higher. What's really driving voters this time around? It's not just about who they like more. According to Pew Research, over 80% of Americans are most concerned about one thing: money. Rising inflation, home prices, and the crippling debt that so many Americans face today. So what are Trump and Harris offering to solve this? Let's start with Donald Trump. His plan? Cut taxes again. He wants to drop corporate tax rates to 15%, even lower than before.
Now, because the tax cut spurred the greatest economy that we've ever seen just prior to COVID. And even after COVID, it was so strong that we were able to get through COVID much better than just about any other country. But we spurred, that tax spurred. Now, when we cut the taxes, as an example, the corporate tax was cut down to 21% from 39%, plus beyond that. We took in more revenue with much less tax, and companies were bringing back trillions of dollars back into our country. The country was going like never before.
And he's all in on expanding oil production in the US, thinking that more supply will bring down prices and stabilize the economy. But the big question is, will it work? Experts warn that more oil production could drive inflation even higher, making life more expensive for the average American. On the other hand, we have Kamala Harris. She's betting on a different approach. She wants to raise taxes on the wealthy and give more support to struggling families through tax credits. This is why she's often compared to communist. She supports the idea that government should control markets and all spheres in society. So, as we saw during the pandemic, too much money in people's pockets without enough goods could cause prices to skyrocket again. So here's the problem. Both candidates are offering solutions, but neither has a perfect answer. And whatever happens in this election, the whole world will be watching closely. China, Russia, Europe. They are all watching, and they know that the outcome of this election will shape America's role on the global stage for years to come. Now, here where it gets really interesting. Trump is gearing up for a major trade battle. If he wins, we could see higher tariffs on Chinese goods and tensions with Beijing could rise. Harris, meanwhile, will likely stick to Biden's cautious approach, but don't expect a dramatic improvement in US-China relations either. As for Russia, the sanctions and economic isolations are likely to stay, no matter who wins. But with Trump's push for more oil, Russia's economy could take a hit. More oil production means lower global prices, a big blow to one of Russia's most important exports. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the national debt. Right now, the US is running an annual deficit of nearly $2 trillion. If either candidate follows through on their economic promises, that number is only going to grow. Economists warn that the US could soon be facing a national debt crisis unlike anything we've seen before. But here's the bottom line. Neither Trump nor Harris has a perfect solution. What happens in this election isn't just about who wins the presidency. It's about how the US manages its growing debt and how it handles its position on the world stage. But both Donald Trump and Kamala Harris are promising prosperity. The question is, can either of them deliver?